entertainment.
Rolling in the fast lane, cruise control, fully auto on focus, all about my dough, yeah. Oh yeah. Rolling in the fast lane, gangsta lean, and if you run up, I'm letting off the magazine, yeah. Oh yeah.
I ain't no joke. I used to move a little cold. Package grams, get money from that raw dough. You know, hustling the same D-boy blues. Got muscle to move weight, ain't squeeze, you lose. I'm good with them words, homie, you ain't heard. Now sit and learn as I flip these rhymes like birds. Can I take it to church like Don Juan in the perm? Pimpin' the industry, homie, watch me earn. Hollywood, see my name in lights. Rock star worldwide, living the good life. Sign that contract, show them how I'm so hood. Nigga selling dream like J Puff and Suge. The product is heavy, the package is nice. The flow is deadly, don't play with your life. It's pain and passion I spit on this mic. Biblical scriptures every time that I write.
Rolling in the fast lane, cruise control, fully auto on focus, all about my dough, yeah. Oh yeah. Rolling in the fast lane, gangsta lean, and if you run up, I'm
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the PDXDOPE Live Podcast. Today is March 21st, 2025. And TGIF to everybody. I'm still on vacation, yeah. I'm still out here doing nothing, absolutely nothing. We're doing something at the same time. But anyway, let's get the panel introduced. We got Miss Clarice in the building. Good evening to you.
Hey, happy Friday.
Absolutely. All right, next up, we got Miss Betty Bell in the building with Kraken.
What's up, y'all?
You got it. And we got my man, Mr. Marcus Soper in the building. Shadow, this nigga's shadow band nigga look like a straight black spot. Well, what's happening with you, brother?
Mark.
Shit. What's up with it? Happy Friday.
We can't hear you, nigga.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. He's saying something back there, but
oh,
all right.
My bad. I had it on pause. I was saying we done went through all 4 seasons this week. It was hot. It got to 80 degrees on Tuesday. And then by
80?
Wednesday, yeah, it's 80 degrees. And then look, by Wednesday morning, we had a fucking blizzard. It dropped all the way down to like 25 degrees.
Yeah, that sounds like a mental problem over there with the weather out there. Jesus.
Shit, it is, nigga. Look, look. It was a beautiful look. The last yesterday and today been beautiful than the motherfucker, but you just see all these big nasty piles of snow that's still just sitting there.
Right.
Crazy.
But sun is out. It's clear sky.
The sun is out. It's cold in the mother. Well, it ain't that. What is degrees now? But that ain't that cold.
What is
no,
it?
Sir.
What
That's
is
because
it?
they be playing with the weather and messing with the leather. He frozen.
Oh.
They be making snow and shit.
Listen, nigga, that shit is craziness, nigga. How you go from fucking 80 degrees, nigga, to fucking a snow blizzard?
That's because they altering that weather shit. That's, just like they was making that rain and shit. They want them man, please. Scooty said he running 10 minutes behind or something.
Okay. We got a Scooty will be showing up in a minute here. What's up? Pam is in the building. Ebony is in the building. Yeah, we up, man. I'm rejuvenated.
I bet you are. Excellent.
Shut up.
What the fuck you are?
Oh my, well, since I've already let the cat out the bag, I'll explain. There's more as a backstory here. Nairi, I apologize. I know you're sleeping right now, but 3:30 I was supposed to pick her up from school, right? Yeah, she goes to the high school right up the street from here, whatever. And so, like I said, I'm on vacation doing absolutely nothing but doing something. But today I forgot to pick her up, and so
You didn't forget, nigga. You were asleep, oh.
yeah. Well, whatever it was, I slept from like 2:30 to like almost 6 o'clock.
Damn, I'm jealous, boy. Them some good power naps.
Woke up like, damn, I got all the energy in the world.
Right, but then I looked at my phone and was like, fuck, and then I called her. She was like, you asleep, and I was like, man, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like it was so crazy. And I sat there for a minute and I was like, I feeling like an asshole for like 30 minutes, you know, and then I was like, nigga, I had to take a shower because I went and worked out this morning, cooked breakfast. You know, I was, you know, doing my thing, reading and all that shit. And then the next thing I know, I said, oh, let me kick my feet up real quick, bro. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening, you know, like I'm saying, I'm doing my thing. And the next thing I know, I woke up, it was like, I was like, oh, wow. But yeah, that was what today was. But I did.
I feel that's what happens when, you know, human beings need to reset and they come down off of this, at least in our country, come down off of this rush. And I don't even want to say a high because it's not even a positive high of just all of the stimulation that's happening, right? Whether you're for it, whether you're against it, whether it's good, whether it's bad, it's just a constant onslaught, right? So when you finally have a chance to pull back a little bit and your body starts to relax and your mind starts to relax, you go into these places where you have those type of sleeps where you're just out.
Well, I was just sitting over here looking at a story, not to shift like that, but something popped up on my screen here, and it says cannabis users under 50 are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack.
Under 60?
No, under 50. No, 50.
Under 50. Well, you just make that mark. Well, that's only because they doing all this hybrid shit and they ain't just growing regular weed from the ground.
Oh, they mixing that shit. They putting that fatty.
Yeah, right, and you got to think, like, when you're looking at young users, they're just immediately jumping into this wild stuff, right? Whereas older users have, you know, their body has adapted with it as time has gone on. It's too much, though, what they got going on. They doing too much.
Yeah, so it says, here it says, a new study shows that young people who consume marijuana are 6 times more likely to experience a heart attack than their counterparts. Researchers published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology documents that people under the age of 50 who consume marijuana are about 6.2 times more likely to experience a myocardial infraction, commonly known as a heart attack, than non-marijuana users. Young marijuana users are also 4.3 times more likely to experience an ischemic stroke and 2 times more likely to experience heart failure, the study shows. Researchers surveyed over 4.6 million people under the age of 50, of which 4.5 million do not use marijuana and 93,000 do. Says all participants were free of health conditions commonly associated with cardiovascular risk, like hypertension, coronary artery disease, diabetes, and a history of myocardial infractions. The study also excluded people who use tobacco to eliminate other potential risk factors. It says vast majority of cannabis users drive afterwards. Report says what to know about the risks. Hold on, did I miss something?
Sativa weed will make you lose weight. It's an appetite suppressant. FYI.
What do you mean?
That's a lie.
What happened to the munchies?
What's that?
What happened to the munchies? I mean, that shit is.
Hey, so you get the munchies, bro. I didn't did it because I'm like, man, what the hell, bro? There's some strands of sativa weed that is appetite suppressants because instead of the munchies, you get the drinkies.
So what do you mean drink like water, liquor, juice or
juice like sugary drinks?
Oh, got you.
rather than sitting there eating a whole whatever. Because I was like, man, what the fuck? If you ain't noticed, I'm a very skinny motherfucker, and it started with the abuse of sativa weed.
Oh, so what? So you still do the? Is it still that, or or is it the other?
No, it was that caused a lot of the weight loss. Is what I'm getting at.
Right.
And I didn't know. And then this guy I was talking to at a dispensary, he brought it up. He was just like, yeah, this weed does this weed does that. And oh yeah, by the way, what people don't understand is that sativa weed actually can be an appetite suppression. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? And it was this strand of weed that I was getting. It was always on sale. That's why I would get it. It was a sativa strand. And that shit, bro, I used to sit there and eat. And I wouldn't even get through a whole, man, I love me some omelets, scramble it, whatever. I wasn't finishing the shit.
Right. Well, that's news. I've never heard that.
Well, I mean, but the way that they add and the way that they doing all this shit in the laboratory, weed is supposed to be grown outside in the woods, chilling, minding his fucking business, and then you go get it, smoke it, and it's weed. Now they got shit with this 400% THC, and you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, the fuck, man. Like, a nigga want to walk.
Or the shit they got here that they sell legally. They call it H something. This shit it smell like weed, and some of it.
What's that? K2?
What's that?
K2?
No, not that. It's like they done took weed and stripped some of the THC off of it, and they can sell it. Like it's like they strip like a certain percentage off, and then that allows these dummies to sell it legally.
Okay, so I got something for us. Hold on, let's look at this together. I got something. Let's see here.
Hey guys, it's Lo with Very Heal. We all know that cannabis is chock full of cannabinoids like THC and CBD and much more. But today, we're going to put THCV in the spotlight. So, what is THCV? THCV is tetrahydrocannabivarin. This cannabinoid is fascinating because it produces much of the same effects as both THC and CBD. THCV is known to leave people feeling energized, motivated, alert, and euphoric. But with that, it's also useful medicinally and has neuroprotective qualities. So let's explore. THCV is molecularly similar to THC, but it doesn't leave you feeling quite the same way that THC does. In fact, quite like CBD, THCV can lessen the severity of effects from THC. Instead of stimulating the appetite like THC, THCV acts as an appetite suppressant, which makes it great for those who want to lose weight. It also produces anticonvulsant effects, which makes it great for those suffering from seizure disorders and conditions like Alzheimer's. Even more interesting, research has shown that THCV actually stimulates bone growth, which makes it suitable for treating degenerative bone disorders like osteoporosis. THCV can actually stabilize and manage blood sugar levels, which is great for someone who's suffering from diabetes or a glucose or insulin condition. And just a heads up, if you use a vaporizer, do know that THCV has a higher boiling point than THC, so be sure to turn up the heat. THCV can be found in popular strains like Durban Poison, Willie Nelson, and Jack the Ripper. But don't rely on strains alone. Be sure to ask your bud tender to show lab results that indicate the percentage of THCV. New things are constantly being discovered about cannabis and the many benefits it can do for us. THCV is just one of many. So go ahead and like this video and give us a follow at Very Heal for more cannabis education. This is Lo, signing out.
Lo Ming trying to tell you some shit. But they done made that shit in the laboratory somewhere and additives V. What the fuck?
Well, whatever that is, but that's interesting. That's I never knew that, but we know now. And so shit. It actually has positive quality, so you just don't need to buy that, nigga. If you're trying to
say that again, what I missed that. What?
Oh, you came in. So basically, Mark came on and he talked about a sativa weed that suppresses your appetite. And I was like, well, what about the munchies and shit like that or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never experienced that. So then we pulled up the video of that whole thing, and it was kind of explaining what is THCV. That's what Mark has been buying and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, he said he was eating and shit, and he couldn't finish his food because he was wondering why he didn't put together. And then the dude told him, and so we was kind of like touching on that.
Well, prior to that, he was saying how they said people under 50 are more likely to die of myocardial infractions, heart attacks, and stuff like that. Because which my that's why I was like, they doing shit
from taking weed, from smoking.
Yeah.
So I read an article
shit they putting in it.
Well, so I read an article, and the article was saying that people under 50 are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack.
Under 50?
Under 50. Yeah. What's up, Claire? Did you say, oh, you missed that cutoff point, so you're good. No, but yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just that's interesting.
But I mean, that's because that's the only reason why I was saying that shit. Like they playing with the weed now because the government doing what they want to do, or whoever doing what they want to do with it, instead of it being like it was when we were growing up and prior to us even knowing what weed was, when it was just being grown, it was just regular weed, and it wasn't you got this strain and that strain, nigga. It was just motherfucking weed, nigga.
But they do that to everything when it comes to medicine. I mean, there's nothing different that they do with any other plant or anything when they manipulate it for its benefit purposes. Yeah. So I don't think that. I mean, I know what you're saying. Yeah, there's they fucking with all types of different shit. She talked about them learning about the different benefits, but that's the whole point of them when it became a medical necessity, because they already knew some of this stuff, and so they were using it for certain treatment plans for certain people, whether it would be cancer.
Right. I understood that part of it. I'm just saying, as far as for recreational usage, like motherfuckers is out here buying shit, like you buying dab that look like crack, nigga. What? Who's doing it? Who's smoking that? Like why do you need to be that high, nigga? And why do you need to have something that looks like crack? Why is it not green?
Oh, moon rocks. What is that? The moon rocks?
Fuck that shit, nigga. That's stupid. I don't understand. I don't want to be that high ever. Yeah. Ever.
Well, listen, this is definitely a cold experience. So Ebony says best sativa dominated strain for weight loss: Durban poison, Jack Herer. Sour diesel here, and then sour diesel and Greek crack. I mean, come on, that don't even sound sexy. Greek crack.
Well, that Jack Hare is like that's like the main strain that people defer off of. You know, like if you look, if they do the DNA, a lot of that Jack Hare, that's like that was like the shit when our parents was smoking. Right. So a lot of that shit is, but they just need to, man, stop, fucking around. Just make it weed. You know what I'm saying? Just make it weed, bro.
No, I mean, man, listen, so just to give you an example. So testimony experience I had a couple weeks ago. I went and smoked a joint with my partner. And they went and bought some shit that's called Grandpa's shotgun or some shit. Nigga, I don't fucking know, nigga. All I know is I hit the motherfucker twice. You hear me? 2 times. 1, 2, 2. Nigga, and I had to drive home, nigga. First of all, I was stuck for like an hour and a half before I could even leave the motherfucking house. Then I get in the car. Nigga, I can't tell you how I got here. I know it took me an hour and a half, which would normally take me 20 minutes to get home from there.
That's no fun.
No, I don't want to be there. You trying to kill me, nigga? You don't like me? Just say that. But you ain't gotta give me nothing that's just gonna have me not knowing who and where I am and what I'm doing. That's crazy work. I'm good.
Well, Mark must be
else. I mean, sidebar: is anybody else being attacked by the ants, nigga? They're like, no matter what I do,
these niggas. It's because of the weather.
Absolutely because of the weather.
Yes, the weather.
They come
Man, I'm
with a
surprised them
vengeance.
motherfuckers ain't took over the world yet, man. God damn.
Nigga, I murdered like 300 of them motherfuckers. At least it felt like that today.
There's probably
They
more.
are, they are horrible creatures.
Man, them
It's a
motherfuckers
lot
is.
of them, and I don't like them. They're not
I
not
mean,
cool.
it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, god damn. I mean, they'd be everywhere too.
So
know?
what you got to do is not kill them, but get what works for me is at Toro.
Not
I'm gonna tell you why. So it's to get the Toro. It's the clear liquid that you
Did you
put
open up
down. It's like
the
The little ant traps, but
yeah.
they're nasty when they get all full, like it's nasty.
No,
Yeah.
no. No, not that one. You get the drop one, and you put the drop on a little square piece of paper that they give you. And what
Mhm.
happens is the first ants that you guys see, like when there's like 1, 2, or whatever, those are the ants that are like trying to find the food, right? And when they find the food, they go back and tell the other people, or they like so you
Go
put
back and
that.
tell me other people.
I'm telling
They do
you,
it.
you put
No, that's
you
real
put
shit.
that
I
you
know.
put that
I
shit
know.
down,
They're addicted to it.
and they'll take it back, right? And then they'll eat that, and then that's how they die, and then that's how you eventually end up killing the queen. But if you just smash them, you ain't doing nothing. They're gonna
Well,
keep
because
coming.
if
They got
hold on, because they got the pheromone thing that they be on,
Oh,
and
because once you kill them,
they
They friends come.
actually
Yeah.
So when they smell those pheromones, when that little signal is sent out, that prepares them for war. They prepare for war. My mom made me mad by getting in and reading on this and was making me depressed about it. I was like, I'm not appreciating being warred on by these little black critters. Like this is she was
oh,
like,
you racist.
oh, that sounds bad, doesn't it? That's what I said to her. But I was like, this is a horrible thing. But they are them little things, but they prepare for war, right? So you didn't kill one of their people, to use Scooty's terms. Now they mobilize. And so then that's when they send out that call, and then here they come.
Well, I
And
wasn't
they are.
crushing them. I was motherfucking spraying these niggas with that endo outdo and watching them drown.
Well, right, but here's
and,
the thing. Here's the thing. The only way they're not going to smell each other's pheromones. Well, so for one, they already smell each other's pheromones because that's how they. If you ever notice, they send out the one scout, right? They send out the one scout. So you see one, right, and you're like, get away from here. But then you're like, why are the others there? So you wash it, you whatever you do it, but the others are coming because they've already smelled the trail of the first one. Like this is just what they do.
Right.
When I come back, I want to be an ant.
Nah.
No, you don't. Haven't you seen that movie Ants? Pixar did.
I mean, I don't set that shit on. And ain't to gasoline ahead of the whole.
Ants are very productive.
They are. They strong as fuck too, though. Yeah, they strong too. They vicious, man. I mean, I admire them, but I don't like when they come fuck with my shit. I have the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, do you outside? Don't come in here.
But I got the ultimate weapon for them. So whenever they get to tripping, man, I got a water mixed with a dish soap. It's excellent. It's excellent.
Growing up in Houston, we had the red ants that bite your ass when you step in the mounds.
Yeah, I did that one time, man, and I got told when I was a kid.
But on 4th of July, boy, we go to war with them motherfuckers. Throw gasoline, firecrackers, and bloated, man. It's like they used to be so fun. Blowing them motherfuckers up.
So they talking about me killing, animals and shit like that. This nigga said they was having fun. Nigga going to war, blowing up, goddamn ants and shit. Is there a difference
from what?
From killing rodents or squirrels?
Squirrels, right?
I mean,
no, them ants would be to bit your ass though. That's why you go back and get them.
Man, I seen this one thing where this dude he took there was a mound of ants, and then he took like this hot like a melting what was it chrome or something like that, and he poured it in the mound, and it went down and freezes all ants, kills all the ants or whatever. But then after he took it out, he got the whole. He had like it was a piece of art that he was doing, and then it had like the whole and you know the whole thing, you know, the whole outline of it.
Colony. It was like the lining of it, the tunnels and shit.
Yeah,
They pulled the shit out of there.
Yeah, but it looked cool as fuck though when he did it though. But I could just tell him like, damn, he just killed all the motherfuckers. Just
fuck that, dog. Hey, when we was little, also the reason you would go to war with the motherfuckers is you'd be playing football and somebody always got tackled in that ant pile. Oh yeah, them red ass to tear your ass up. Niggas have bumps on their ass looking like they got chicken pox.
Say, no wonder these niggas be going to the NFL out of Texas at a high rate.
You had to hop up off an ant mound, nigga, playing hot ball.
All right, so we talking about ants and shit though. So I don't know if you guys know, but some of you might know, or maybe not. But you guys heard the story about Big U. He's this leader of the Rolling 60s Crip gang. He was just arrested in Puerto Rico or whatever in a murder. He's associated with Nipsey Hussle. Some people are alleging that he has something to do with Nipsey getting killed when that happened. He had a hand in that, but he was extorting motherfuckers, all kind of shit. He's a horrible person, from what I'm reading on Big U.
Did y'all know George
So,
Foreman
hey,
died?
wait a minute. Who?
George Foreman.
Did he?
Yeah, 70.
Yeah, I just got the thing on news.
Houston legend, nigga. For real. Big George Foreman, R.I.P. to Big George Foreman, man. One of the greatest boxers to ever do it. One of my faves. A man who was able to
won the championship in the 40s.
Right. A man who fought, beat George Foreman. George Foreman. He beat what's my man? I don't even know. I'm losing my thought right here. Joe Frazier. Excuse me. No, Joe Frazier. He Ali beat him, and he beat him. Nobody thought that he could beat him, but he was able to be the champion. And then he retired and he gave his life to Christ, and he reinvented himself, and he came back into boxing at the age of, in his 40s. You know what I mean? And he was able to recapture and get the championship, become a heavyweight champion again in his career. And then he was also a successful businessman. If you guys don't know, the George Foreman Grill was a big thing. And he was an excellent boxing commentator as well. So RIP to George Foreman. Like I said, it was a good dude, man. If you know anything about him, or if you read his books or any of that type of thing and know about him, to see this man go from where he came from and his progression, his evolution in life, boxer and a champion, and to losing to Ali, one of the biggest fights, and to be demonized, and to give his life to Christ and become a preacher, and then go back into boxing and to win again. That's an amazing story. But look him up, check the story. It's definitely interesting. Came out, he's out of Texas. Shout out to Texas. And he was an Olympic
Houston, Texas. H-Town, nigga.
H-Town for real, third ward.
Nigga, Fifth Ward, nigga.
Excuse me. Third ward, that's Louisiana. But he was cold. That story, man, it resonates with a lot of people when you think about all the stuff you go through and you accomplish and all the challenges that you deal with. So shout out to George Foreman, man. R.I.P. to him.
That nigga made more money off his grills than he did boxing.
Sure did.
Fucking right.
Nigga, that was, nigga, he came up with that because I had me one, for a minute. I could, when
nigga,
I
had
first
one in Australia.
Like,
I got one right now.
Hey, real quick, Ray, I got a question. Why is my YouTube have like all these ads on here now?
Why does your YouTube?
Yeah.
Did you pay to have it? Did you pay to have it with no commercials, right?
No, I don't have the commercials. It's just like when you pick right before a video or whatever is played, it shows like an ad.
That's weird, bro, because it shouldn't show any ads. Like
You change your credit card number for the billing?
No.
Did you change Did you change cars?
But no commercials is coming in, but you see an ad.
No commercials. It's just ads before, like
share
if
your
you pick a story. Whatchamacallit to come on.
Yeah, no, that's weird, bro, because my shit don't do that at
So I'm
all.
gonna have to call their ass then.
Okay, so also Yellow. Okay, so we talked about Big U. We're gonna talk about Big U. Do y'all remember Yellow Beezy?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yellow Beezy.
Y'all
He
follow all that
yeah.
ratchetness.
So he that's on me, baby. Ain't that's on me? Was that the song? He did a song with T.I. and him. Anyway, he's out of Dallas. He's a rapper out of Dallas or whatever. This is the guy who Errol Spence was hanging out with. He was banging with Mo 3, who got killed. He was arrested for that. They're saying that he hired somebody to kill
Murder for hire
to kill Mo 3. But Mo 3 got killed a few years
Hey, they shot
back.
that nigga on the freeway in the back of the head with a motherfucking AR.
In broad daylight.
In broad motherfucking daylight.
On the freeway. Yeah, but Errol Spence was hanging out with him. And that's like when I was, I'm like Errol trying to be a rapper. When he got in that car accident, some say that there was an altercation with Mo 3 and them niggas, and he was running off and he was being chased. So there's a lot of information on that, but this is starting to come to pass, and a lot of we're starting to see these feds is coming in crushing niggas, big
crushing them. Because look. See what these little niggas don't understand, right? First of all, y'all broadcasting it.
Oh yeah, we're going. That's part of this conversation, definitely.
Now, but hold up though. But see, this is what they young mind don't understand. The government, these white folks, is gonna let you hang yourself. They're not gonna come get you on that first one. They're gonna even make you feel so comfortable that you'll go do it again. Man, look at all these little niggas getting caught because they running their mouth.
Big U situation, especially Brick Baby.
And I thought he knew better.
I'm saying, and then they're on the DJ Vlad shows, a Jewish white man who's sitting there exploiting black culture, and these niggas are so stupid, and they go on these shows and they tell these stories, and what's happening is the feds are looking at this shit.
Yeah,
like I said, Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, they was on the No Jumper podcast. They were telling stories about, I got bodies and we did whoop-de-wop, and they're saying all this shit. They've been investigating Big U for like 4 years. So he's being investigated by the feds. It's not a state case, it's by the feds for there was a murder for the rapper dude. The kid that got killed in Vegas, he killed him out in Vegas. That was his son's best friend. His son is a linebacker that plays for the Los Angeles Chargers right now. And so his son's friend was a rapper. He had some upside, and so he invested in him. Unique Entertainment is his brand or whatever, his company. He paid for a week for him to stay out in the Airbnb, and he paid for studio time at a Grammy award-winning studio or whatever. But he paid for this. So the guy, he gets out there or whatever, the rapper kid, and he's not showing up to the sessions. The studio calls Big U like, yo, we paying for this session. This guy isn't showing up. So anyway, him and his boy, they ride out from LA to Vegas, and they check in with the dude like, yo, what's happening? So they went to the studio, they recorded, then they had an altercation at the studio when it came to find out one of the songs he had recorded was a diss record towards Big U, who happened to be there in the studio, who was paying for funding his career. So there was an altercation. They said at that point, that's when they killed him, and they dumped his body on I-15 in North Las Vegas. And so that's part of the case. He extorted a dispensary owner, had him paying $25,000 a month. And then the dude was like, fuck that. He was tapped out. He wasn't really making no money. So he he can't pay it. And so then he sent the goons in to disrupt and rob patrons, people who was coming to buy weed. They came in there and they took all the shit.
But hold on though, he at the same time he got this charity. He got the football team, the little Pop Warner team.
Right. He's a community.
He got all the nice little fronts to make himself look honorable.
Right. So we'll talk about that because it's that 501c3 thing that nonprofit, everybody, that whole, I think I talked to my dad years ago. I said, it ain't nothing but a hustle, because niggas don't want to work and they want to use those funds to, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, but so he did that. He was extorting the dispensary owner. So the dispensary owner didn't pay. He sent the goons, they robbed him. And so then he went back. He's like, yo, so they renegotiated. So now you had to pay him $3,500 a week. That was the renegotiation of the thing. But at that point, the dispensary owner was like, you know what, fuck that. So the feds was on him. And so the feds gave him money to go ahead and keep paying to keep paying on the fucking the extortion.
That's the proof.
Right. So they picked up like 12, a dozen or so people that are in this RICO thing. Because we already seen what happened with Young Thugger, and then you start to see all this other shit starting to happen with these guys. But this is one of the latest things, though. So him, and then Yellow Beezy, and then before that, what's his name? He got arrested for a murder for hire. The one that
Dirk.
Yeah, Dirk. So he got arrested for
he
murder.
Ain't getting out.
No, he's not.
Hey, but I think it was
all online.
I think it was Charles White. He said some real shit about Big U. Because one of the things he says, like, this nigga's supposed to be all street and this, that, and the other, and he let the Mexicans go run him out the dope game. So that's why he had to switch it up. And quote unquote, prey on your own people, the weak. Getting all these little cats to, do your little dirty work and bidding. But when it came time for you to fight for that drug territory, he folded like a little bitch.
Don't they all?
Hey, this is making the streets look real bad. I mean, now why would you? You ain't. I mean, come on.
All right, so let's check in with South Los Angeles gang leader Big U on the run. This is NBC.
Yeah, I saw that shit and I was like, no, this is fake.
No, it's real.
That shit, yeah.
Here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano. A big announcement from federal authorities today about the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips gang in South LA. Detectives have arrested multiple people, but they're still looking for others. NBC4's Alex Rozier joins us live from downtown LA with the latest. Alex.
Annabelle, yes, the feds have arrested a number of people, accused Rollin' 60s gang members who they say are connected to this. They talked a whole lot about one man who they say is a longtime leader of the Rollin' 60s gang, a man they are still looking for right now, Eugene Henley Jr. Federal prosecutors say Eugene Henley Jr. is a longtime leader of the Rollin' 60s Crips gang. But in recent years, he's worked in entertainment and run a youth charity that the acting U.S. attorney now says was a front for his criminal enterprise.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label, and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Henley Jr. is now a fugitive. The feds say he committed a series of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 murder of an aspiring rapper.
Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway.
And investigators say he committed crimes while running his charity Developing Options. The nonprofit, seen here on its website, works with groups like the Crenshaw Rams youth football team and brands itself as a group that gives underprivileged kids options beyond gang violence. And now he's accused of taking money meant for that group.
Mr. Henley is accused of embezzling donations made by celebrities, professional athletes. And
the criminal complaint says since about 2015, Developing Options has received millions of dollars from the city of LA's GRID program. From that, the court documents say Henley has drawn hundreds of thousands of dollars for his salary.
That on the one hand, he's, Mr. Charity, and on the other hand, he's engaging in all this criminal conduct.
Today, the FBI also arrested several other accused Rollin' 60s gang members they say are tied to this crime ring.
4 of the 19 defendants were already in custody, and 10 defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours. During this investigation, we recovered 49 weapons, 5 pounds of methamphetamines, 10,000 fentanyl pills, and large amounts of cash.
The FBI said the Rolling 60s gang is among the largest in the country, and now they are searching for who they say is one of the gang's longtime leaders, Eugene Henley Jr. If convicted of the federal racketeering charges, Henley Jr. faces a potential 20-year prison sentence. But again, he's a fugitive on the run right now. You're asked to contact the FBI if you know about his whereabouts. Reporting live, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
Hey Ray, find his little shit when he went live.
Before I will. He turned himself in. This was the next one.
Yeah, he did turn himself in. He ain't on the run no more.
Yeah, that was just to give us some context.
So Errol Spence ain't gonna have they're not gonna get him on nothing, are they?
I mean, he was hanging out with Yellow Beezy during those times, is what I'm saying. You know, and who knows what his involvement, but he's gonna definitely get talked to. That's what we do.
Have.
Yeah, that nigga gonna tell. Yeah, that nigga, he was a boxer, nigga, hanging, wanted to be a rapper, nigga. Now look, nigga, he thought that shit was cool. And
oh man,
stupid for real though. Oh my,
it's crazy as fuck.
They be putting them on like Dirk. Dirk got busted because his motherfucking baby's mama's best partner was the informant. And he ended up killing old boy's girl, his wife. She was a postal worker, caught her ass slipping, and he had her killed. Because that fool turned out, who would have thought your kind of almost right hand man is the informant?
Hold on, here we go. I got another. There was some more.
Overnight here, a suspected street gang leader has turned himself into authorities. He's accused of killing an aspiring rapper here in North Las Vegas more than 4 years ago. This is a criminal complaint filed in Los Angeles, names 58-year-old Eugene Henley Jr. as a longtime leader of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips in Los Angeles. He's also known as Big U. Well, prosecutors say the victim, 21-year-old Rayshawn Williams, was signed to Henley's music label. Henley allegedly paid for the rapper to record at a local Las Vegas studio, but they fought over the price. So instead, Williams recorded a diss track about Henley. Prosecutors claim Henley then confronted the rapper, drove him to North Las Vegas, killed him, and dumped his body in a ditch back in January 2021. That's northeast of the Speedway there. Authorities in Los Angeles actually spoke about this arrest yesterday and had this to say about Henley's record.
Today's arrests are the result of outstanding investigative work by law enforcement partners from LAPD, U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and my office, who's worked tirelessly to find the evidence necessary to charge those who are alleged to bring harm to our communities, as you've heard previously. The RICO charges against Mr. Henley and his associates reflect a pattern of crimes that runs a gambit from extortion to robbery to murder.
So Henley is now in custody. We will be keeping track of the case moves forward, especially with that victim found here in North Las Vegas.
I got the video mark of him talking, so I'm gonna play that too, like you asked. Let's see. Yeah, he's in big trouble. That's what this looks like.
Somebody talking.
Well, of course, you got so many. There's a girl too.
Yeah,
there's a girl talking.
No, it's somebody though. Somebody been pillow talking, or somebody just been talking, and then whoever it was pillow talking to is talking.
No, there wasn't no pillow talking. These niggas no podcast talking. That's what we was just mentioning. The niggas that, two of the niggas that I was talking about was on that list. What they were showing us of the people who were caught in that RICO charge, and those two niggas was on No Jumper podcast talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of it. But there's this other lady, because he got sex trafficking too, who was he had paid a chick $1,000 to bring these prostitutes over to Vegas. And so that's the Mann Act. So that's a charge, you know what I mean? And so they're charging him with that too. That was in the, because I read the complaint from the government. It reveals all that. But anyway, here's Big U talking. Here we go.
I'm with my family. I talk to my sons. I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, going to deal with this fight. See what it is. I just want y'all to know.
In Colorado.
It's quagmire. Shit is all bull crap. I just need y'all prayers.
Oh, you need niggas.
Need y'all to, I don't even know what to say. 21 years, I've elevated my family, come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate people who've been helping me. I don't know.
Hey, you dry snitching too, nigga. People been helping you.
It's hard helping black people.
Why they want to know who them people
Not
is?
being hunted for doing it.
First Street, it might be to, I don't know if it's to the right or the left.
Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all.
You hear me?
Help my own family. Appreciate y'all. Go. I'm looking at this video as I come in to turn myself in, and I'm disheartened by the fact that they trying to say that I stole something from Developing Option, or I used Developing Option as a front. Developing Option paid my bills. They paid my house note. They paid the bills for my family, the money I made from as an employee for Developing Option. I never mixed that with nothing. I didn't manipulate nobody. I didn't steal nothing. We did PPP loans. We did 2 loans. And that's it, just like everybody else did. I didn't use no fraud. I didn't give none of fake names. And one of them we was paying back and one they forgave. You know what I mean? And the other one we attempted for and they didn't give us nothing for it. I filed my taxes and them coming around telling me I was using Developing Option as a cover. Cover for what? None of that's going to be true. None of that's going to be true. The government putting this big ass picture and they want to arrest 21 dudes. Some dudes I don't even talk to. I don't even know nothing about. So how the hell you going to lump me in with all them? But it's all the big picture, though. It's all the big picture.
You ain't had that little boy killed?
Now I'm going to be sitting in here. It's going to be years on my life.
Yeah, man. He ain't mentioning that.
Then you going to get dudes who I don't even talk to. What they going to say? You ruining people's lives.
No,
I heard
it's
there's
about
over
the
21
dog.
people that's been arrested. This shit wrong. It is what it is.
It is.
Just pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for my family.
I know he going to
Look at
jail.
what we did. You look at what I did. I've been home 21 years.
You know that.
It ain't over though. That's what it's over.
Yes,
Nigga, it's over. You got that body on you. You got to beat that
Looking at all
body.
these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. And then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? That's a built-in liar right there. You know what I mean? So
he doing too much.
Is that how they gonna work the case?
What's your lawyer gonna do?
Everybody know I don't fuck with Kenny. Everybody know I don't fuck with Brick Baby. So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turning against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and whack. These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is they go on the internet and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. Now you raiding my houses, raiding my shops, raiding all this stuff. and talking about I'm committing crimes and covering up with developing option. What crimes am I committing to cover up with developing option? You know what I'm saying? I ain't committed no crimes and covered nothing up with developing option. Shit crazy. But this how they get you. They get one or two people to say something.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Ain't gonna be no real evidence. Ain't gonna be no real nothing.
I think there's some real
It's gonna be a repeat of thug. It's gonna be a bunch of people in jail for a bunch of different crimes that don't have nothing to do with me. They finna lump all of us up and say it's all around the 60s. Watch and see. We just seen it with thug. I'm finna experience the same thing out here. I knew it was coming. Now they on there saying all this stuff to assassinate my character. All right, man. Just pray for me. Again.
One thing is the feds, they're not coming if they don't got you.
They can do any one of us. Ain't nobody safe. These dudes feel they want you. How they going around talking about somebody's gonna raid my house before my house get raided? How they there with the police?
We're looking at a
desperate y'all sitting there
man.
following. Everybody that's a part of them shows and 100 shows, all them shows, and y'all need to. Everybody who following them, promoting them, anything. Y'all wrong. Y'all ain't black.
Oh, so we ain't black because
they can put charges against anybody.
That's weak as fuck. This nigga was a cry.
So this is gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in.
Please, nigga.
See what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. He's actually got video and footage of it. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, it was asking about whack. Whack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all filed. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this fuck shit. If you have something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is.
Nigga.
This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You're just guilty because somebody else don't like you and they go on the internet and do what the fuck they want to and y'all gonna promote it.
They found your DNA in the boy's finger.
It's crazy.
Nigga.
Yeah, what happened there?
I'm going to
dude?
go turn myself in though.
You ain't talk about none of
'Cause
that.
I ain't did
No,
nothing.
he ain't mentioned nothing about the murder. He talking about everything else but that.
The fact is, man,
That's the one
That's
they done went to my house,
That's
kicked
the
my
main thing
houses
they
in,
got you on.
bust my
Thinking
doors
of
down,
murder.
bust my window.
Weirdo.
They calling my son
You're going to
at his
jail.
football
Maybe all
practice,
the shit
threatening him.
True. Maybe this
You know what I mean?
true.
These dudes tagging him.
Murder?
What kind of shit is this?
We finna.
But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got the last thing to say. Wack said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you fuck niggas in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate. That's what the play is.
I do think Whack 100 is hip hop police.
That's what the whole play is.
Out in the open.
I'm out. I'm gonna send y'all videos to put up all of them until they lock me up.
Nigga trying to go viral.
He went viral.
Yo, so I'm gonna get some thoughts. Y'all got to see that. Y'all got some context. Thought. I've been doing a lot of. I gave my.
I don't know nothing about the dude, but I mean,
I don't. Yeah.
No,
don't
so
know
Ivy,
about-
check it out.
But from
He
my
been
point
on
of view,
all.
like not my point of view, but like let's just play devil's advocate for a minute.
Okay.
So, let's just say, he's pleading his case about all the things he said it wasn't true. And like we all know that they found DNA under the boy's fingernails. Let's just say his lawyer is going to go and say, well, they got into a tussle, but that doesn't mean he killed him.
Facts.
Or, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, there's a possibility that this nigga might walk.
Okay.
Not when
All
the
right.
feds come knocking.
But no, what I'm saying is when the feds come, yeah, DNA is something, but if you got a good enough lawyer that can make it nothing.
Yeah. I mean, because
They
like
have to
you
prove by
said, that's a
reasonable
good point.
doubt.
Though.
It's a good point, but not when the
Because you said
feds
that-
come.
No,
because
I know what the feds do, but the feds make mistakes too.
Yeah, but rarely.
Rarely, but usually when they got you, they got you.
So keep in mind, though, you have to keep in mind with your analogy is that remember they was investigating him for 4 years.
Yeah.
So and remember that story I told you about the dispensary owner and him extorting him.
That guy.
And the FBI, he was working with the FBI and he was paying. The FBI was giving him money to pay the nigga to keep it going, you know what I'm saying, so that they could build a case on him. So, and usually when they present their cases on people, when it's the feds, the Department of Justice, they don't just they're not finna come get you unless they know they're gonna get you on something. So they got the murder, they got the sex trafficking with the Mann Act with him paying the prostitutes, they got
The
that
extortion.
they got the extortion shit with the dispensary owner. They have that, you know what I'm saying? And then they have they have the PP, the fraud thing with the PPE.
Yeah, they saying that's fraud. Yeah.
He was operating at a fucking loss. His record label was never making no money. So he got all the I'm just saying that I mean he didn't mention nothing about the murder at all in none of those videos we just watched. He didn't say nothing about that. He talked
one word about that.
But he didn't say nothing about that.
But the key to it, he cooked because he kept saying, "Man, y'all pray for me."
I'm like, nigga, I'm laughing at you, like, nigga, he was. I mean, I guess anybody in that position would be scared and fearful, but you big.
No, oh hell no, Ray, no.
I'm saying he don't get to do that.
He don't get to do that,
right? But
he does not get to do
like
that.
This nigga was basically crying without tears, my nigga.
Without tears.
What we just was
little
watching.
bitch ass. Hey, so Ivy, this dude over the last probably 10 years been all over the blogs, pretty much. Now, when I look back on it, flaunting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they just said, "Oh yeah, motherfucker," and here we go. Because he done been on all the blogs. I actually thought he was a recovered gangster. Really, he fooled me. I ain't gonna lie, he fooled me until this shit popped. That's why I thought it was fake.
Well, they got a place for your ass, and he about to find out.
Ooh, he finna find out.
I didn't believe. I
The
never
closest thing
felt
he said to anything about that murder was they trying to destroy my character.
Mm-hmm.
When he said that the look on his face was enough. I can read, nigga.
He was like he would cry if he was little. When he was little, he was a nigga
just
that
mad that he didn't realize who was telling on him until it was too late.
Yeah, and it all just collapsed.
No, so what happened was though, what he did was so when the thing happened with the dispensary owner thing, he had caught wind that the feds was on his helmet, and so then he stopped collecting the payments. You know what I'm saying? And he had somebody else getting the payments or whatever. But at that time, it might have been too late. But he started to try to switch it up. You know what I mean? Because he known that they was already on his head. And then with those situations with Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, he said, "I don't fuck with them, nigga. It don't matter. You used to fuck with them." And then these niggas is out here like renegade.
They on these podcasts
talking on right, and that's what I'm saying.
Talking on shit, dog. Hey, Ivy, you don't be looking at that weird shit.
Man,
these niggas basically told on themselves. All of them.
Man, I could send you videos of them on No Jumper. I used to watch this shit, nigga. I mean, you know, while I'm just at the house listening to nigga, I'm like, these niggas is giving up all the business.
Yeah.
Like for
And
real.
for that,
They talking about,
Hey, but look.
Chris Baby said, he said,
wait a minute.
I got more bodies than you got squabbles.
Hey, but
He
hold
told
up,
the nigga
though.
that on the internet. Yes. He said, I got more bodies than you got squabbles when him and another homie was on the podcast talk. I seen it. I was like, I'm like, you said that? Like, I mean, like, for
And you
real.
steadily seeing people getting arrested who be talking that shit online. That's why they thought like Adam and DJ Vlad is the police.
Man, Adam or No Jumper is getting paid right now off this shit.
Oh yeah.
This is the hottest thing on the internet, man. That white boy getting paid right now off these niggas. Because these niggas want to go in there and get a little. He shot him some crumbs. Niggas bought a new chain and thought then they out there talking about that gangster on live TV. This is basically what this is. What we're doing right now, this is live TV. So imagine us talking about the darkest shit that we know of that can get a motherfucker thrown under a jail that we all probably know or have some knowledge about. And we're just having an open conversation about it. Imagine that.
Well, that's not happening. I'm gonna be like, which one of you niggas is the police?
But like, how does that make sense to even want to do? And this ain't start with No Jumper. This is like
look at all these motherfuckers, Lil Durk.
But no, I'm talking about these white content creators.
Podcasts. Hey, we
can get it from the old block shit, the drill, all that shit. You know, you DJ Vlad, all this, and these guys. I'm gonna make the money. It's right there. But then you allow these guys to come on here, and then they get paid for it. But how stupid can you be? I can't blame him on all this shit. You going on here? I'm like, you want to say it? I'm gonna put it up. And people gonna fuck with me, and I'm gonna monetize it. It's gonna get money. I'm gonna give you a couple coins, nigga. But I'm finna make this money off of this. And so now you didn't put yourself and compromise yourself into where now you can be investigated. In real words, what they say, everything you say will be used against your motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
And that's what that is.
And that's what it is. It's like
the police tell you the most important thing better than your lawyer or anybody. The first thing the police, when they talk to you and they tell you, you have the right to remain silent, but nobody want to pay attention to that. They want to go start talking on their phone like Big U. Nigga, shut your motherfucking ass up. Because you know once he get with his lawyer, after he turns himself in, his lawyer's going to be like, you know, because this shit's going to be used against you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So the police always give you the best advice. Shut the fuck up, man, because everything you telling me, nigga, I get to create my narrative. This is what this is about. And this nigga's he's doing the same shit. He's talking about the people that got him caught up. You're on the internet, nigga, getting yourself deeper into this shit. The fuck are you talking about, Big U?
How you know these people?
Say again?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying how these people.
Man,
hey, so you know that song? Remember the song Ice Cube had? Catch a bus to St. Louis. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nobody knows us.
Summer vacation.
Yeah.
Summer vacation. That was about Big U.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that, but that's one of my favorite Ice Cube songs, nigga.
I know. I'm like, shit. I didn't know who the motherfucker was. And then when I started looking at these podcasts and shit.
So then that's where you learned that from. I didn't know that. I'm today's years old to know that, because that was a great Ice Cube. He did his thing on that. That was a documentary style gangster. That shit was hard. Summer vacation. Ugh. And that's when crack was first hitting. That's how it moved.
That's how it was moving.
Yeah, he told that story because how they came, because for us in Portland, it was like how the California niggas when they came up here, that whole, so it was understood when he did that song. I was like, ooh, but he told it was well done. I love that song. That was one of the
right. You knew exactly you could visualize what he was putting together.
Yes, it was real. That was so that was about him.
It was about Big U though. It was about Big U. I was like, damn, okay. Because like I said, I thought he kind of chilled out and was, just chilling. That nigga.
You know why he did time in prison in the 90s for though? In 91, he got convicted for he robbed undercover LA sheriff for drugs. And then he got caught up in that shit, and then he did some time. Yeah.
Shit. Like I said, they might send his ass for the murder alone to you say you just a menace to society. Send his ass up there with to the Colorado Supermax.
He gonna tap out, I think, with this type of shit.
How old is he?
58.
Yeah. Wow. Bro, remember we talked about this a while ago, man?
Yeah. You might as well
the
go
age
ahead
that we are.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, you get 10 years, bro. I mean, not saying your life
78,
is over,
68.
Prison years, I mean, that's different, bro.
That's like aging in dog years. That's what I that's my thought process.
And right,
yeah.
Check this out. Remember, you going to prison, bro. That's gladiator school, and you 58.
But he big you though. He big you. He'll have a lot of clout in prison.
But check this out, bro. All it takes is a little young nigga to go do something.
Yeah,
a young nigga you don't see.
Yo, that
You
might
dig
be
what I'm saying.
They might be
Shit.
turning. They might be
Yeah,
turning.
there's pawn. A pawn is the most powerful thing, I would think, because the pawn puts you in a position where you got to do something.
Hey, but hold up though, ain't nobody touched Suge Knight since he been in jail, and Big U going to jail is like 100 Suge Knights going to jail, just with that gang shit. He was running the West Coast for years, dog. Like, he was that dude.
And putting money on niggas' books. He's a real gang member. Suge was an associate. He wasn't.
Yeah, Suge was an associate, nigga. Big U is that dude. Like, he's that modern day gang leader that we know. That's why it's such a big story.
Excuse me.
But I think he done, bro.
Oh yeah, he done. But I'm saying he gonna be cool in jail. They ain't like.
No, ain't nobody gonna be. Don't say it like that. No, don't you make these young niggas think he ain't gonna be
cool, bro.
Ivory just pointed out, nigga. You think, hey, look, just say he gets 10 and you know he ain't getting 10, nigga. So he gets 10 to get out at 68. He's almost 70. It's over. It is over. You can walk and get a girlfriend, and it might work for you still. But I'm just telling you, it's over though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he get 20, he gonna be what? 78. I mean, come on, bro. Like, it's done, bro. He's cooked, my nigga, or whatever. Don's right. In the Fed, he has great lawyers. In the Fed, and they kill the Fed case, and he gets nothing. He still got the Las Vegas thing.
Will he go to the feds, or will he go to regular? Will he go to the feds, or will he go to prison?
We go to the feds. Racketeering is federal.
Who said Super Soccer Max or some shit? Who mentioned that?
Isn't Fed?
That's where he going.
Fed time is different, right?
Fed time is a lot
mandatory.
Different.
Don't you gotta do like 90% of it or something?
You gonna do the majority of your
time. Yeah,
you gonna do the majority of your time. You ain't gonna get no
bad as that other shit.
What?
I said, isn't Fed time? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. They ship you anywhere in the country, though. When you Fed.
Isn't Fed time different? I mean, isn't that glorified jail, basically?
No, not really. Don't believe the hype. It's better than the county or the state prison, yeah, but it's not.
They can ship you anywhere in the country, bro.
Yeah, they can send you anywhere.
You know, because you're federal property, nigga. So then, basically, you know, anywhere in any federal facility within the United States, they can send you to if it's a housing thing or whatever it might be.
But if you want to come in there with behavioral problems, they're gonna take you to Colorado.
Well, imagine that if you state, you know, at least if you got family to love you, they can come see you. If you feds, nigga, they might have you in New Jersey or DC. Texas.
Like they had what's his face over here in Sheridan and his family all from Detroit.
Big Meech.
Big Meech.
Big Meech was out here.
In
You know what I'm
Sheridan,
saying? Like in Sheridan, Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, come see him.
Yeah.
You want to see him? You gonna spend some money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was out here for a while. You know,
Wait a minute. Where could you go see Big Meech at in Portland?
Like near the coast.
No, it's like Sheridan, Oregon. They have the federal penitentiary for men in Sheridan.
Yeah.
Bureau of Prisons.
Yeah.
So Big Meech was in Oregon when they sent him. So he was way far away from home. They wanted to see that nigga. They was gonna have to make it a whole vacation trip.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just like shit. I was in Seattle. I got lucky.
Yeah.
But you been to jail.
Feds,
nigga.
Feds.
Shit, she said I was in Seattle, nigga. What you mean? Like, shit, like airplanes and everything. What fuck you mean?
They fucked around and tried to deport a bitch.
Yeah.
I just was gonna sit quietly because as soon as my feet would have touched down on Honduran soil, America pay me, bitches. But
they wasn't gonna pay you shit.
They caught on right before that plane was gonna
bring you back, nigga. Fuck you
talking right quick.
It's like, no, this ain't you ain't got nothing, nigga. They gonna go. Well, let's go back again. We just go ahead and get her motherfucking ass. Thought she one of us. She got it's a mix up, nigga. You ain't you go sit down, nigga. Ain't nothing to worry about. None of that when it comes to them.
They almost fucked up.
Well, you would have been over there, nigga, speaking Spanish like in Spanish. I don't want to be racist, but they speak Spanish there, right?
Yeah, different
dialect.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like Portuguese and that kind of thing. I understand. Okay, Don would have been cut back here talking. It feels like, damn, that'd have been fucked up. Getting lost in the system. Imagine that. Like you got a weak ass case, but for whatever reason you're stuck in the system and they got a hold on you, but you ain't did nothing or whatever. That happened to me. For real. I was in jail for like 3 days, nigga, for no reason. And I told you about this. I sued them and I won some money off of that shit too. They had to pay me. Sure did. It was from the Oregon State shit. They had dismissed my case and everything. Me and George went to jail after a show in Eugene, Oregon. George's dad came to come get him out. And he was going to bail me out too, but I didn't have no bail, nigga. So I'm still in jail, nigga. And so they shipped me from jail, sent me to Salem, nigga, the intake center where they put all the inmates that they're shifting out to the prisons they go to. I'm in this place where all of them is, right? And I'm in this place, right? This is being lost in the system. So I'm sitting in there and I'm looking around. I'm seeing niggas I ain't seen in years, nigga, going to their assigned prisons and shit. So then Corvallis police came, picked me up, took me to Corvallis, and here I am. I'm in the same fucking jail cell 7 years later from when we got caught up when we was in college. Same jail cell. And I look at see what publications there. I start reading. That's what I start doing. I'm in the same shit, bro. Check this out. I read the same fucking books that I had already read in there. I was going through this shit. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. It was the weirdest experience I've ever had in my life. It was surreal. The paint was still the same. Everything was the same, but it's 7 years later. I hadn't been to Corvallis since. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm in there, bro. So I'm from Eugene to Salem, back to Corvallis. And then I'm the weekend. So the next day was Monday. This is a weekend, So then the next day it's like, man, they was like, they woke me up in the morning. It's like, and let me out. And I said, whoa. I said, I got to go to court or something. And no, hold on. I'm not finna, y'all ain't just finna let me out, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And it was like, they gave me this paper and then boom, boom. And they said, you don't got court, whatever. And then I looked at the paper and it said that the case against me was dismissed in 1997. So there was nothing left on the record for me. They had dismissed the case. And we could talk about the rest of that backstage and how I got lucky enough for that to happen. But they had dismissed it and they had falsely had me in jail for that time, for those charges.
So if you would have stayed in longer, you would have got more money?
More money, yeah.
Why didn't you stay longer?
Nigga, because who wants to stay in jail, Ivory? What you mean? I mean, it was good pay for the time. I mean, I was compensated well. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. But I'm telling you, and it was just the idea that to be lost in the system to where there's nothing. I had no charge, nothing, no warrants, none of that shit. I had an old warrant that shouldn't have been on there, but a case dismissed, and it's 2,000. You see what I'm saying? It's 2,000. You know, and that's that's a few years. You know, and here I am, and that changed the way I moved because I would only go to the shows. I didn't ever really hang out because I had that over my head all them years. So I wouldn't go report to my PO because anytime I got arrested, nigga, I would go down. They'd take me down, nigga, boom, take me to Inverness, then boom, wake me up and let me out, nigga, because they wasn't gonna come pick me up because the case was dismissed. But I kept getting a warrant. So anyway, I got paid, but I was lost in the system and it was scary, especially when I went to Salem. And I had a hole because they can no bail in Eugene. And then I had a hole in Salem. I mean, I'm in Salem, nigga, and I'm in a place where these niggas is going to prison to do years. And I'm like, nah, my shit I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, could you imagine? Like, I just want to go home. I want to go to work. I got a new baby, all this shit, nigga. Like, I'm sitting there like, nigga, I'm going to prison. Like, I'm seeing like niggas just like, nigga doing 20, 10s, 5s, 3s, 18 months. And I'm sitting there like, I was shook to my core. I promise you. So, yeah, getting lost in the system, that shit wasn't no cool. That shit was wild. It's the crazy experience I ever had. What's up, girl?
It's about time you recognize me. I've been making little movements.
What's up?
She don't have nothing to say now.
Oh, she looked good at you.
I'm buying, boo.
Like, nigga, don't be telling my business, nigga.
She ain't got nothing to say now.
Right, she all quiet and shit.
That's 'cause she looking for shit to mess with.
Hey, little Nye. She know that.
Say, hey, girl, hey.
Hey, boo. What you doing, Mittens?
Yeah, she look just like Naruto. It's crazy.
Acting strange because she crazy.
Yep. Where is your sister? She sleep? Where is she at?
In the living room, sleep with her mouth open.
She's telling all the baby business.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Shit. Boy,
I told you no. Stop. Don't start that shit.
Yeah, that nigga Big U done fucked off his whole shit. So Yellow Beezy, he got caught up too. I don't even know. I mean,
what was that?
Yellow Beezy.
Yeah, see, I don't know none of these
Kill
people.
Mo 3.
Yeah. Yellow Beezy. You that's on me, baby. Yeah, that's his whole get down. Hold on, let me see what this is real quick. Charger Mo 3 murder. Ooh.
I'm gonna take that off.
Yeah, you think these guys would learn their lessons, man?
Nah, nigga, these niggas they get off. They want this shit, Ivory. This is what they want. Like, yeah, remedial is it. These niggas, they just I don't understand it. But let's take a peek at this story right here from Breaking News 5 is Dallas, Texas. Oh, I got it here. Boy, I mean, he was that scared of this nigga to want to do this shit, man. I
was crazy.
A rapper in 2020. Rapper Mo 3 was gunned down on I-35E. Images of a gunman on the freeway were widely shared at the time. NBC5's Allie Spilliards joins us with more on the arrest. What do you know, Allie?
Brian and Brittany, on Tuesday, a grand jury indicted rapper Yella Beezy, otherwise known as Marquise Conway, with capital murder while remuneration in connection to the 2020 shooting death of Mo 3. Today, Conway was booked into the Dallas County Jail. A grand jury referral says Conway hired a man named Kewan White to kill Melvin Noble, also known as Mo 3. Noble was killed in a brazen attack on I-35 near Marsalis Avenue on November 11, 2020. Police say Noble stopped on the freeway when a dark-colored vehicle approached him. They say that's when the man in the other vehicle got out of his car with a gun and began walking towards Noble's car. Noble then got out and ran away. Investigators say the armed man chased Noble and fired several shots, hitting him at least once. A second person in a nearby car was also struck but survived. Now, up until now, Kewan White and another man named Devin Brown had been indicted on a murder charge linked to that shooting. While police have said White is the suspected shooter, they said Brown was upset over a relationship. As for Yella Beezy's alleged involvement, police have not given a potential motive.
Damn.
Day's going to jail.
They just giving their life away, man. I mean, whew, shit.
Charleston White been out here talking shit about. I mean, he been not talking shit, but he's been talking about this.
Well, that nigga Kanye told people that Jay-Z and Beyonce kids is retarded.
Yeah, that was cold. Kanye.
Yeah,
I told
Kanye.
you about that, right?
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, that nigga. I said I didn't see that, but damn.
That wasn't even right.
I told you, man.
Oh man, he was talking so much shit.
Hey, he calling out Kendrick Lamar too.
Yeah, that nigga just he's desperate, nigga. I don't know.
You think Kendrick?
No. For what?
No.
No. Kanye, man, is just, man, he's, nobody, I mean, at this point, man, he's went off the rails. I don't know. I mean, he's not relevant unless he's doing some of this crazy shit. He's not known for what he's famous for. What I like him for is his creativity, his music. And he's got a Nazi shirt. He's got his business jacket. I mean, like,
I'll be right back.
I mean, you're doing all this shit, and it's like, man, come on, bro. Like, where's the music at? Because ultimately, when it comes to these entertainers and stars, and we talk about these stories and shit like that, and most of the shit we talk about, we're not even talking about their fucking what they do. We're talking about the shit that they do, the bullshit that they do outside of their field of expertise. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? None of you niggas knew what Yellow Beezy's song was, and that ain't no knock on y'all, but that's just, more about this bullshit versus what these motherfuckers was really doing. You know what I'm saying? Or when they have these podcasts or they talk about these niggas, it's all about the street shit or some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the records. It's not about what they put into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or how they developed this stuff. What were they thinking? Or what was behind the music? You don't hear enough of that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we was out there. I was beefing with so and so, and we was doing drugs and blah, 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 blah. We got enough right, nigga, and da da da. You ain't even talking about the music. This is what we're dealing with today. It's kind of a point. I mean, it's just like anybody. If it's Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying? We talking about this nigga, not none of the shit that he's known, the greatness that both of these young men. Or these men, I say young, these is old niggas. I mean, but these black men have contributed to our culture. But this is what we talking about because this is how we allow ourselves to be fucking displayed to the world for the world to see. But then we want to complain and talk about, the other, and what that means or whatever. No. Podcast talking too motherfucking much, telling shit about motherfucking crimes and murders, or celebrating people that fucking terrorize our communities. They tripped off the president right when he was talking about people that are vandalizing Teslas or people committing these type of crimes are terrorists, or that these gang members or these cartels are, you know, they're being labeled as terrorists so that they can deal with them differently. What about the terrorists in the community? These motherfucking very people that we talk about are what could be considered terrorists too. Wouldn't you say? You know what I mean? It's not really that hard to really wrap your minds around that, but that's really, you know, what we're dealing with, and we've allowed that to become the forefront of what our culture is ultimately. And that's a hard truth, but that's really what's happening. We were in Big U. Pray for me. Pray for you for what, nigga? You a terrorist, nigga. You been behind Rolling 60 Crip gang, nigga. They've been terrorizing fucking LA streets, nigga, for 50 years. What we talking about? Murders upon murders upon murders. Drug addiction and all that type of shit. All types of fucking crimes and evil, dark shit that go on in these areas of the country and shit. And then these motherfuckers get celebrated, or we don't. While the man is pressing them, or this and that. No, you niggas, like Mark said earlier, you guys, you hung yourself. Nigga, they just kick away the chair. Give you all the rope you want. We can't, man. We gonna have to really start, you know, really calling it for what it is, man. These people need to be removed from our fucking culture. Period. Removed. You know, you want to tell the story as a cautionary tale, not nothing to celebrate. You learn from it. This is the type of shit that you're supposed to be out here avoiding and shit, you know. But you know, pain is entertainment. You know, for a lot of people, if like I always say, if it bleeds, it leads. In a news story, in the cycle, that's what people want to see. You know, it's always conflict is what sells. You know, and this shit right here is it just shows you. You know, it's in the last 5 years. We can just talk about 5. We can just talk about this podcast and everything that we've covered, especially in the world and realm of entertainment. That's the shit that, you know, that's what our culture is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fucking ridiculous to me sometimes. You know, we don't celebrate the niggas that do well. We celebrate the niggas that get out of jail. You know, we don't, you know, this is the backwards thinking, you know what I'm saying, of some of us. You know, always, you know, it's never about dealing with the issue. It's always about why and who made us be this way. And then we get all caught into this fucking conjectural bullshit rather than dealing with the fucking shit that's in our face and being accountable for that shit. We got a problem with accountability. We don't like nobody else saying nothing about what we doing, but we don't say nothing our motherfucking self. That's a fact. All right, 5 years or 4.5 years, 3, whatever, however long we've been doing this shit, I have a great sample size of this shit. That's what this shit, what it is. A nice sample size. You know, go back looking, just the stories, just the shit that just what we consume every day. You know, or what we talk about and that kind of, I mean, even that type of shit, but just look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this shit. You know? It's fucking crazy. But anyway, that's the end of my soliloquy. But it's just a thought that just came upon me and I felt like I needed to share that with you all. Anyway, but yeah, the culture is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I'm just sitting here looking at all this shit. Like, man. And the question is, though, what you gonna do about it? Yeah, what we gonna do about it? What's the plan? You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's pretty clear and it's already right there in front of us all. You know, it's family. You know, your community starts with your family and how you deal with your family and your people that are around you, closest to you, and building on that. And not trying to save the fucking world because you can't. It hasn't been done yet, so stop it. Work on your motherfucking self and what you can do for your immediate community, because that's going to impact the whole. You know, all this, you know, conversations about this and that and all of that. No, that's the easiest way. Fuck out of here. You can't, everybody ain't on the same page, and you can't think that it's like herding fucking cats. You know, oh, what we need to do. No, what I need to do is be the best motherfucker I can be so that my little cousins, my son, my friends, kid, whatever, or people around me could look at me and be like, oh, he's doing the right thing or he's living consistent. You know, he ain't on none of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, I'm worried about that community of people that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? That's just really how it has to be. You know, and if you're not of a like-minded person or you on that bullshit, to get your motherfucking ass away from me and do that. It's just, it's very simple. But we got to be strong enough to be able to hold people like that accountable and not allow them to come and fucking shit on the greatness of what we really are. We don't talk about the greatness. We talk about the bullshit, and we are great. But, you know, all the other shit and conversations we have about woe is me shit, I'm not on that type of time because we are way too fucking successful. We don't talk about it enough. They don't put that shit in the forefront. They don't. They don't.
Of course not.
But when I say they, I don't mean to say that. I think that came out wrong. We don't.
Yeah.
You know, as a people, I mean it that way. You know,
I was picking up what you put down. I picked it up.
Yeah, we, you know, because it's just like, you know, I have too many people in my circle that I admire, and I look at what they do and how they move and what, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, those are great people to me. You know what I'm saying? That's my immediate community. I think my community is doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? And we're always building and learning. You know, but as far as saving the world, man, you know, we just inspire people to, you know, to just be, you know, to look at how we move and that type of shit, or we try to learn from other people that's doing it in a way that's going to be conducive for success and for sustainability, you know, and to keep legacies going and shit like that, to build on them, you know, to fix yourself, you know, fix the problems in your families and shit like that, you know, communicate, whatever it is, trauma, all that, you know. But that's how you're gonna fix this shit. You know, other than that, wolfing and arguing and picking a side and all that type of shit, man. Yeah, whatever, man. I'm fucking with my people. All this other shit, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I ain't with it no more. I'm good. I'm saying, for real. You know, for real. Anyway, what y'all got going on this weekend, man? I don't know what to do. I'm off for a whole ass another week. This shit was long too, but it was cool though. But I'm off for a whole nother week.
It's okay, overachiever. You can chill.
I'm trying to, man. Anxiety's getting.
Man, stop bragging.
Let's see where that exuberance is next weekend.
Huh?
I know.
See where that
Ivory didn't say stop bragging the way he was talking that shit when the snow came. I'm gonna be at home, or what was it? New Year's.
No, he said he was off 13 days.
Yep, show was the first one with his hand up talking trash.
Yeah.
What you eating for dinner? You eating something good, I can tell.
I had some salad and a wrap.
Like a sandwich wrap type thing?
Yeah. She put her tortilla on the like grill or whatever.
Warmed it up and stuffed it with some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Yeah. Nice and light, man.
Exactly. A great way to get your veggies and your protein.
Are you frozen, Mark?
No, that nigga just be being still like a statue, nigga. How you do that shit, nigga?
I know. I was like that nigga. That nigga's over there.
Either, nigga, so if you talking, you better turn your mic on.
Yeah, he had his background shit playing inside. I muted it real quick. He's still muted. She said he had something playing when the video is playing. I was like, who is that? And I was like, oh yeah, that's Mark. If Jax wasn't on the scene, I would have thought it would have been Jax or something, because he always got something playing in the background or something. But
have we had this conversation before? Am I the only one that's on deja vu?
No, we've had it before.
About what?
The very conversation we're having right now. I felt the same way, and I was like, nope, we've done this several times.
Several. I'm like, I just need to know.
I just need to know. Yeah. It's been shootings in the city. The month of March been lit, nigga. They been killing like a motherfucker this month. We were starting off good, and then they got too comfortable. They was like, "Oh, it's too quiet around here. We gotta make some noise." March Madness, nigga, in real
Yeah,
life.
it's sad.
There was a woman killed in Southeast Portland.
Mm-hmm. And a 17-year-old boy just yesterday, I think.
Well, let's talk about it. 1 second here.
Just don't stop.
Yeah, there we go.
First at 11 tonight, a woman loses her life after shots rang out in a Southeast Portland community. Police have arrested a suspect and they're continuing to investigate. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique has more from a friend of the victim.
Portland police say that Brianne Pardue lost her life in an early morning shooting Monday in this Centennial neighborhood of Southeast Portland. And as friends and family mourn the loss, they say that Brianne had so much more life to live.
She was one of those type of people that you could walk. She would walk in a room and it would go silent, and she could brighten up the whole entire room. And if you had a frown on your face, she definitely would put a smile on it.
Cassandra Jensen says that her friend, 45-year-old Brianne Pardue, lost her life on the same street where they once laughed and played. Officers were called to the shooting on Southeast Harrison Street near 143rd at about 12:30 a.m. on Monday. When they arrived, Pardue was already dead. That afternoon, PPB announced they arrested a suspect, 35-year-old Joshua Thielbar.
And her plea of not guilty on all 3 counts.
She doesn't deserve to not be here with us or not be here for her kids. Did you think about the pain and suffering that he's going to put on this family and her friends? No.
Pardue was a mother to a daughter and son. Amongst things she loved to do were planting flowers and camping. But Jensen says what really gave her life was riding motorcycles.
She loved motorcycles because I think it was just a chance for her to be free and just enjoying what she loved to do best.
Reporting in Southeast Portland, Leslie Dominique, Fox 12.
Was that like a boyfriend or something?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought it was like a drive-by or something.
Is that like in your neighborhood, Ivory?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I don't know where that place is at. Hunting Street?
Yes. I thought you lived in Centennial School District.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, man. That I would like to know more on that story and what's that about. You know, that's wild. There was a car that hit a mother and baby and during a morning walk in Southeast Portland.
Yep, I've seen that too. Yep.
I mean, how are we doing?
In the month of March, there's been 7 murders alone in March, and March ain't over yet. So you got the girl that got killed, and then not even 30 minutes later, somebody else got killed on Williams. The girl was Alex's friend. Okay, so then there was somebody else, I think, before that or after that. So that was it was 3 people killed within 24-hour period. That's what it was. Then you had that lady get killed. Then there's the 17-year-old boy that got killed, and there's 2 other people that got killed.
Bureau has investigated 10 homicides, and while that is down from the 18 that we saw last year at this time, 7 of this year's killings have happened in March.
Fox 12 Spencer Schott just spoke to PBB Police Chief Bob Day about these alarming numbers. Spencer?
Well, Nora Rail, Chief Day tells me there doesn't seem to be a pattern or a connection to any of these homicides. While, except for a vast majority of them were shootings, there was also a deadly stabbing. But looking at a map of this month's homicides, there is not a concentration in one area. We have a couple in northeast, some even down in deep southeast Portland. But Chief Day says that they are going to continue to investigate these homicides, saying the first step to crime is crime prevention. March had a violent start here in Portland. On the night of March 3rd, Brandon Saletto and Cedral Washington were both shot and killed, one in North Portland and one in Northeast. Washington's mourning family set up this memorial on North Williams Avenue.
He came over one time and we took a picture by the Christmas tree. He loves me, I love him.
This should not have happened. Not at all.
Then the next afternoon, another shooting in North Portland. PPB identified the victim as Shadi Hutchinson. One arrest has been made in these cases.
This is something that impacts all of us. That's unacceptable. The rate of violence we're seeing this month is unique. I want to emphasize this is not something that we have seen.
But as March went on, so did the violence. On March 9th, Kevin Rainier was shot and killed on East Burnside. On the 17th, Brianna Pardue was found dead with a gunshot wound on Southeast Harrison Street.
She was one of those type of people that you could walk. She would walk in a room and everybody, it would go silent, and she could brighten up the whole entire room. And if you had a frown on your face, she definitely would put a smile on it.
PPB has arrested a suspect in her case. 35-year-old Joshua Thielbar faces charges of second-degree murder and a felon in possession of a firearm. Then on the 18th, a 17-year-old boy, Junior Garza, was found with a gunshot wound on Southeast 36th Street. He died at the scene. And finally, on Friday morning, a man was found stabbed to death in a hotel on Northeast Airport Way.
I have concerns going into spring break next week. I think we need to have increased amount of heightened awareness, and I will be directing all of our resources in that regard.
Chief Day adds while only 2 arrests have been made in these 7 cases, someone out there knows something about these other homicides. And he's encouraging folks to contact police if you have any information. Reporting live in studio, Spencer Schott, Fox 12 Oregon.
Yeah, lots of shit. And that one boy, the black boy that they showed, that's remember the one whose daughter got killed? They found her body on Rocky Butte.
Oh yeah. Yashani Vaughn.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, her mom's mom died.
Yeah, Renelda.
Yep. And then a month later, she died.
Yep.
And that boy was her son.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like that shit is so terrible.
That's wild.
That shit is so terrible. And the other little light-skinned little chick, that she played basketball for Vancouver with Alex. It's just been a lot of that shit. Uh-oh. A lot moving around.
It's unacceptable behavior.
Very much so. And that's just the ones we know about. There's probably some that we don't know about that they ain't talking about. Certain people just had to come back here and be nosy. That's why I don't want you back here, because you're always trying to do something.
Is she crawling?
Yes.
And she getting around in her walker and everything. Nigga, she wild.
She was doing donuts in the dining room earlier in her walker, like she was in the Maserati trying to block me from getting out the house. Yeah, I'm telling you business. What? Stop.
Woo! What are you doing?
Waving at the computer.
Maya, what you doing?
Want to come back here because she want to push these buttons.
Say something. We on the show.
She had a whole bunch of shit to say in the living room. You could hear her yelling and everything.
Come back here and you be quiet, huh? That's good. That's good. You got some manners. I appreciate you. Your fingers out your mouth, man. Oh,
no,
boy.
you bet not. You bet not. I'm gonna hit you back. So think about that.
Oh, hit me and I hit you back.
Clearly, no, I don't discriminate. Because she be slapping the shit out of the kids. You ain't gonna slap me. Hit me.
Don't get in trouble in front of Auntie Claire.
With them big ass hands.
Mitts.
Yeah.
Mittens.
Mitts for the mittens. Mitt for the mittens. Look at how big these hands is. Big old like tarantulas.
Do her daddy got big hands?
I don't know. I ain't really paid attention. Let him tell it, yeah, but I don't know. I have to see for myself. Patty cake. Okay, patty
There
cake.
she go.
Don't tell me to stop. She told me to stop. You see her look at me and roll her eyes? Patty cake, patty cake. Baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. And look at her. Roll them up, and throw them in the pan. Yay, good girl. Okay. It's not all about you, girlfriend. Stop. Don't you touch it. No. Don't touch it. No. Now she want to wave. It's hilarious. But yeah, so all the stuff that's been going on around the city is crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild. Yeah, shit. 7 murders in the month of March.
And it ain't over. And the March ain't even over yet.
Nah. Wait. And yeah, that. So here's one thing I did notice when they did break down all the murders in that case that we kind of covered before, but the lady, he was charged. The guy was charged with 2nd-degree murder.
Mm-hmm.
So there was something that happened that escalated. That's why they're charging him with 2nd-degree. Doesn't make it any better. I'm just saying that it's not the first.
Well, that's what she can see herself, so she waving at herself. And
Hi, Pooters.
She don't pull your hair. You ain't got that much now. Shit.
Yeah.
We trying to grow it, girl, but you keep pulling it out. Stop. A little dust on a jug, as your Auntie Gina would say. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
The hotel stabbing, that's the one I want to know about. That was probably
that was this morning.
That was a prostitution situation. I think motherfucker was he tried to get over on her and she got rid of him. She stabbed him, or he tried to attack her. He might have been a serial killer. That's just my imagination. Is that right?
Did she say Dad or did she say Ray?
No, she ain't great. Hey, is that right? Okay. So what do you think about this craziness that's going on in the city of Portland?
She's like, I'm gonna rub my nose to that.
You don't got nothing for us on that one?
After she threw her hands down too.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else happened? Really? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So today, what did I tell you today was Future Generations Day?
Oh, Generations Day. Oh yes, you get wild now.
She reminded me of that. National Future Generations Day.
Dang, she got all kinds of stuff to say now.
Okay, you being upset on the podcast right now. What's wrong with you?
She's not upset. She talking.
I mean,
all right, so we're gonna talk about
she can't be passionate.
National First Generation, or she's all that. Oh my God, I see what you be driving the people crazy over there. Oh
my
God.
Saying something, girl, then saying something.
Hold on, here we go. So we're gonna talk about listen. Listen. We're gonna talk about National First Generation. It's a celebration or whatever. So this is okay.
Future
all right, you ready?
generation.
Future generation. Okay, so then
National Future Generation Day.
Okay.
She said, "Get it right."
I know, right.
That's what she said. You might have to put her name on the thing. Give her her own circle. No.
So Claire, I'm not finding nothing. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here. No, I got it. I got something here, but it's a. I'm gonna just play this video. It's 6 hours ago, but so I guess they explain what it is or whatever. I don't know. This is a kid. I'll give him a shout out to him or whatever. But let's see. It's probably it's a Future Generation Day, right? It's what Future Generation Day, right?
Future Generation Day, yep.
Okay, so this is little kid is talking about it. So let's see.
We're talking about Future Generation Day. Then why don't we always celebrate it? For National Future Generation Day, let me show you the words. Oh, I got to go, or I gotta go, or
Right,
gotta go, or gotta go, or
here we gotta
Okay.
go.
I'm gonna be quiet.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get out of here. You're done. You're done. Young and Future Generation Day. Okay, this seems a little bit. So this is a thing. This has been going on for a while, Claire.
I'm telling you, I just learned this the other day.
Okay,
I didn't know it was a thing until I heard them talking about it, and I was like, "Well, hey."
Okay, so because I'm looking at the videos for it, I'm like, "Oh, this is a thing." Like,
Yeah, we just wasn't, told about it.
Privy to that information.
Right. So
We
this is
were not
probably
invited to the party.
a little more informational. I'm thinking.
The Young and Future Generations Day is one day dedicated to showcase and celebrate youth climate action. Today, at the COP25, youth are bringing a message of hope, of ambition, and especially about the urgency to act now. During the Youth Day, there are side events, exhibitions, workshops, cultural activities, and also the ceremony of the Global Youth Video Competition.
When you empower youth, you get fresh ideas, new ideas that can actually motivate you and that can actually create a better changes in the future.
It's a lot of action, a lot of mobilization, a lot of concrete policy, a lot of solution that only needs to be scaled up. Young people has proven this year, 2019, that we are action.
2015 Conference of Youth. We had it hosted for 3 days here in Madrid, where more than 400 young people from around the world, leaders, activists, students from 85 countries wanted more participation of youth on the NDCs.
It's great to engage and fight our common goal. Don't hesitate to engage, to embrace, and insist and insist and insist. That is my call.
Princess of Zamunda. Okay. I'll stop.
not Zamunda.
Well, she said her name was she's HRH Princess Abi something.
Yeah, so this is global. This is
Yeah, so they were talking about, I think, on a town hall or something that I was at, that I was listening in on, and apparently that yes, this is worldwide. Other countries, this is big within other countries, but evidently the U.S. doesn't make a big deal about it. I mean, but we got National Everything Day. Not to digress,
National
but
Dog Day, National Fart Day, National.
my birthday is National Meteorologist Day, so I'm a little bit burnt about that.
National Booger Day.
My mom is born on Pi Day. My dad was born on 7/11. I'm like, they got good day. My dad over here was in his life getting free Slurpees. My mom's eating pie, and I got the weather people. I mean, like, I was like, how did I get gypped out of this whole thing?
Why do we have National Any Day?
Well, I mean, like, I couldn't have got Snickers, brownie, ice cream, cupcake, greens. I mean, something.
Weather. So, and it's
Balls?
rain.
Meteorologist Day, right? In Oregon when it rains,
or snow.
I mean, I need to move to like Hawaii or something where National Meteorologist Day is celebrating sunshine. I don't know. Anyway, Anyway, this town hall I was on they were talking about how this is big around the world. This is the first time I'd ever heard about it this week. But they were really going more into this concept of, the impacts of what's happening today, and they were really kind of going into the biology of women. So to use Petty and her grandbaby, when Petty was pregnant with her daughter already had the eggs that she was going to be born with. Girls already have their reproductive organs inside their moms. And so whatever you go through in that pregnancy impacts your grandchildren. And that carries on. And so they were talking about the biology of that, and from trauma to disease to stressors to like whatever it is, right? If a woman has a glorious pregnancy, which I don't know how many women have had that, but if you have a glorious pregnancy, that stems to carry down, and you're pregnant with a girl, that stems to carry down to your grandchildren. So they were like getting deep into that whole concept of what that looks like, and that's how they brought this up, Future Generations Day. But I had never heard of it before until this week. I was this week old.
Well, I like the concept of it. I mean, it's kind of like investing into the youth, into the investing into the youth, and getting them together for the future, and to be prepared for the future. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be the leaders of the world at that time. Have you guys ever thought about what it'll look like in 2020, 2050?
We gonna be old.
I'm sure you got a video for us.
I sure do. I'll be dead, but
Technology. No, you won't. Why are you saying that? In 2050, you might not be dead.
Dream. Seeing how the past has unfolded, I was curious about what the next 30 years would look like. So I did a little digging into what life might look like in 2050 for us. Let's take a look. Nanotechnology. First, let's take a look at nanotechnology. Over the years, scientists have made exciting developments and discovered numerous innovative applications for nanotechnology. As it stands, nanotechnology has the potential to change life as we know it. Experts in the field believe that nanobots will, in the future, be fitted into our brains to connect us to the virtual world more readily and faster. With the use of brain-computer interface technology, the mind and computer will be one, making humans very powerful beings with access to endless information and solutions to problems that the mind wouldn't be able to solve. If nanotechnology reaches that stage, there may be no need for gadgets like phones and calculators. Well, this is very exciting for the student of the future. Looks like math will not be a universal challenge much longer. 3D print technology. The next tech advancement that we can expect in the future is the rise of 3D print technology. 3D print technology is already advanced, but we can expect it to be even more advanced in 2050. Right now, we have 3D printed tools and homes. In the future, we will be able to print more tools and perhaps even some modes of transportation if bigger machines are built. This technology will also become more accessible to everyone who may want a 3D printer, making the possibilities of what can be printed infinite. If the current trend of open source 3D printable files continues, it will not be long before everyone prints their own large objects like furniture and weapons. Well, here's an idea. How about developing an affordable 3D printer for food? That could be the end of world hunger, despite global warming. Now we go from the extinction of food to the eradication of death. Well, by 2050, the finality of death may be a thing of the past. With the brain connected to a computer through BCI technology, the information stored in our brains can be transferred into a hard disk like computer files. That means the data, including memories, can be retrieved and uploaded into another being, maybe a more advanced humanoid robot. This way, the best minds in every field will be preserved and able to continue working on innovations. Another improvement to consider in the medical field is that serious diseases like cancer will be cured. The only downside to this development is that every new technology is very expensive when it first comes out, so the rest of us may not have access to this literally life-saving technology for a while. Transportation. Something that we may have access to is transportation. In 2050, transportation will have immensely changed. With experimentation focused on self-driving cars already underway from car manufacturers such as Tesla, it is not much of a stretch to believe that by 2050, the technology for fully automated vehicles will exist. Some notable advantages of such automated vehicles include a drastic reduction in traffic-related deaths because the vehicles will collaborate with traffic control systems. Another advantage is the change in lifestyle that self-driving vehicles will bring. With no need to man a vehicle, people will be free to choose whether to relax or be more productive as they travel. A lot of free time, considering the amount of time spent in traffic. Another interesting development is the Hyperloop One project by Elon, which aims to move the bulk of public transportation underground. With the use of electromagnetic levitation at historic speeds of 310 kilometers per hour, this train presents the opportunity for a faster, cheaper, and cleaner mode of transportation. And if more people opt for it, then there will be even fewer traffic-related incidents. Fuel. Still on transportation, the fuel used in all future transportation modes will be renewable energy. Currently, the world is plagued by global warming and the threat of depleting natural resources, so we do need to be looking at adapting to a more sustainable source of energy. Now, Hyperloop One is exploring electromagnetic levitation, and the automobile industry has also been looking for ways to reduce harmful vehicle emissions. These are all efforts aimed at achieving the goal of stopping the use of carbon-emitting fuels. Besides those, research is being done on the ocean's wind, solar, and thermal energy. One company in particular, Blue Rise, a specialist developer of ocean thermal energy conversion, is working on a project that could completely phase out the use of fossil fuels. Hopefully, Blue Rise and their colleagues will be successful soon enough to alleviate some of the environmental problems we face. Space exploration. Now, if there is one thing that has been mentioned as a mitigating option for our current environmental challenges, it's space exploration and colonization. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are set on revolutionizing space technology, with goals of spatial exploration and ultimately enabling people to live on other planets in colonies. With all the strides already made, by 2050, space tourism will also be a reality for those who can afford it. The possibilities for holiday destinations will expand to include places like Mars and the Moon. Unfortunately, a trip to orbit will be significantly expensive, making it exclusive for the extremely wealthy, at least at first. Artificial intelligence. Something that may be available for everyone is artificial intelligence. Already more advanced than most of the innovations mentioned here, the development of artificial intelligence will only get better through the years. Experts in the field believe that AI will surpass the processing power of living brains. That wouldn't be scary if it didn't open the door to the robopocalypse. Luckily, scientists still have to figure out how to impart all the important human values into an AI before it can become a part of our everyday life. But the rise of AI will, of course, change the face of the workforce. Not only that, but the job market will also face radical change. And with the way things are going, about half of the world's current jobs will be extinct, taken over by AI machines and robots. In 2050, the world will be more interconnected and even more driven by data than it is now. Some of us will definitely need to consider a career change. Education. As the job market changes, education will also see some significant changes. Already, there has been an increase in digital learning, especially during the pandemic. By 2050, completely digital schools will be commonplace. Even if we have physically attended schools, they will have no need for books, using tablets and laptops instead. For higher education, experts believe that more than 70% of the student population will be enrolled in online degrees, making education more globalized. A rather welcome step in the right direction if we are to make good education accessible to all, I believe. Online degrees may even be taught by AI-powered robots. At that time, I imagine the robots will be able to prepare course material, give lectures, and mark assignments. Sadly, you may be unable to twist your lecturer's arm, so they give you a deadline extension. The metaverse. Now we move on to the metaverse. Since Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced it, virtual reality and AI have been assimilated into our everyday life through the social media giant. For those who may be a bit confused about the metaverse, you're not alone, and you've come to the right place. The metaverse is a virtual reality computer-generated environment in which you can interact with other users through AI enabled software. So it's about simulation with avatars representing users. As metaverse functions get more developed, by 2050 it will be able to offer a full virtual experience that includes shopping to travel right from the comfort of your own home. People will have the option to share their virtual experiences with the world. Imagine taking a trip to your favorite holiday destination with your family, only you're not physically there. That's what the metaverse will offer. It seems to me like the more we get connected, the more we stay apart. Money. Next is money. Even though we will still use money, one thing that has been used less and less over the years is cash. Keeping up with that trend, cash will most likely no longer be used in 2050. All transactions will be done virtually, and new modes of financial transactions will emerge because of AI and decentralized finance. As the world slowly starts to adopt those technologies, we may not even have to do our own grocery shopping anymore, making traditional paper and plastic money even less useful. Like Tesla, which orders its own car parts as needed, our automated pantries and refrigerators may order our groceries. No more getting the wrong milk, or even running out of milk. Real estate. Speaking of the automation of home appliances, the homes in 2050 will also be completely automated smart homes. Although smart homes already exist, the developments that will be available in the next few decades will be a great improvement to what we have now. Smart homes in 2050 will have full AI activation functions, allowing the home to sense our moods and requirements without giving it a single command. Additionally, interactive hologram televisions will exist, meaning that you can verbally call up your hologram TV and it will appear right in front of you. The best part, you will never have to look for the remote again, because you can control the TV with your mind using nanotechnology, as discussed at the beginning of the video. So with that, we have come full circle in this video of exploring what our lives will look like in 2050. To be honest, this is just an exercise of imagination, and I realized that not everything discussed in this video will come true. However, you'd have to agree that none of this is too far-fetched either, as humanity has already planted the roots of many of these technologies. Anyways, one thing is for certain with how technology is progressing. I have no doubt that the world will be very different by 2050, but I do hope that our current societal systems and structures will be able to cope with these coming innovations. So, what do you think of these future innovations? Do you think this is what life will look like in 2050? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and continue watching by clicking on one of the cards on your screen. See you in the next.
So 2050. What y'all think?
That's a lot. That's a lot going on.
You gonna get the chip?
That's what I
You
think.
gonna get the chip?
Nope.
Yep. I'm getting a chip, nigga. Fuck that. Load him up into a robot, nigga. I'll be C3PO up in this motherfucking oh, nigga walking around, nigga, like nigga, yeah. Just
That's right up Mark's alley. Where Mark at?
He fell off. He was having some struggles with his internet. It looked like it was timing out and shit. But yeah, now some of that shit's really interesting though. I like, for me, it's what the advancements in healthcare will be. You know, being that that's what I work in, I always often think like, you know, especially I do the billing portion of it or whatever, and you know, payments and resolving claims and stuff. To me, it just seems like that right there, that should be a seamless process. Should be no issue. You know what I'm saying? All, you know, with claims, insurance claims, paying and covering people, all that shit. That should not even be that should be a non-factor in 25 years. You know, in my mind, there's no reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, and then let alone what it will do with like cancer and all these diseases and shit. You know, and getting rid of that and being able to not have those issues. I mean, that's the shit that I want to see. You know what I mean? To make people healthy and shit. You know what I mean? The technology and how to make that shit a reality.
Yeah,
so you think they got the cure for cancer?
I believe, yeah. I think there's a way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to think.
Let's talk about that, because let's talk about the essence of what cancer is. And I say this having worked with oncology patients for 20 years and with people who are looking to find cures for cancer. But like when you like get down to it, Is cancer not just the process of your cells growing wrong?
Yeah.
So then we've got how many cells in our body? We don't even know. How do you stop cells from growing wrong, especially when there's that many of them?
Well, you figure out what is causing it for one thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get the food. I get the food. I get the whole food thing. I get the environment thing. Like I do. I
Well,
definitely
you
get
have to
that.
look at that. How many people was
Body
dying from
a lot less
cancer prior
cancer.
to?
Huh? Say that again, please.
How many people were dying prior to cancer? You know, I mean, it's become a real thing. I think it's, to me, in my mind, it's more of an environmental thing. But prior to that, those numbers weren't like that.
Yeah, and I get that there's other societies I don't think have as high of rates of cancer.
Right. So, to me, it's the thing is that so that what that tells me is that it's something that can be managed and controlled or whatever or avoided. You know what I'm saying? And so, what are the causes of that? That's one thing, you know. But I mean, I think that's how you deal with that. I mean, but as far as a cure, I feel like that. Sure. I mean, I can't say that it's not. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like the
Look how
way,
much money is spent
right? It is in the way it's designed.
trying to find a cure, nigga. So
It,
they've been trying to find a cure for cancer for what, over 50 years? And then just
well,
like that, they supposedly found the cure for
Longer
COVID.
than that, when you think about Henrietta Lacks.
well, so I mean, it's like it's just the way it's designed in it on its face is that is to treat versus preventative. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that the approach of medicine is done properly. You know, it's supposed to be preventative. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you treat when you have to deal with certain things, but the idea is to try to avoid those things, and it doesn't move like that. So more money is invested in treating versus, you know, the preventative measures to avoid those things. It's discussed, but it's not the forefront or the approach in my mind. You know, and so it's and so like what you're saying, Ivory, the money that goes into treatment versus curing a problem, learning the preventative measures, you know, I mean, and all that kind of shit, but doing that all inclusive or whatever, where, you know, you're supposed to already know this shit that's going to cause these type of things, so to speak, whatever, I don't know, but the money is it's more money for pharmaceuticals, you know, companies
For sure.
to treat, you know, certain conditions, whether it's high blood pressure medicine, you know, anxiety medicines and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether talking about nutrition and diet, doctors only go once a year to even discuss those things. And we know for a fact that by eating certain foods can prevent and reverse certain cancers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking about the highly aggressive stuff once you get to a point like that. I'm talking about certain things, but it's a nutrition. Nutrition is key to all this shit. It's just like when working out, motherfucking can be on the treadmill running for hours and lifting all this fucking weights, but ultimately 80 to 90% of your whole fucking shit is gonna be about what you fucking put in your body. Period. You know, so if you know that, then you also know that, you know, food, you know what I'm saying, is the key to all this shit, to me, in my mind, you know, in processed foods, high fructose sugar, you know what I'm saying, portion the foods that they, you know, it just, you know, how we process foods out here. I mean, you know, I mean, those are the causes of cancer, you know what I'm saying, in the level, in my mind, you know. And now we're scrambling and we're learning, we're figuring shit out on what not to eat and how to eat and all this type of shit. Our grandparents and shit, they motherfuckers lived to be, you know, 1,000 years old. But I mean, and they was, you know what I'm saying? So where was the disconnect? You know what I'm saying? Where was the disconnect? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't get that. I'll be looking at, you know, certain documentaries and articles about that shit, and they talk about, you know, when they started to oh god, there's one, this every y'all know the name, it's synonymous with everything that we do, but how they changed the medical game, you know, and how they did shit, you know, it's like, or in the food, you know, getting certain things passed where they could process food faster and make more money, you know, at the expense. Well, you only lose a couple of people, you know, they're going to get sick, but, you know, for the most part, you know, the numbers are good, you know, so let's go with it. You know, that's the mentality. No, it's real. That's really what happened.
It is. It is.
You know, and it's like, so then you see it like with heart disease and shit like that, that all happened. The motherfuckers was eating lard and everything, and the motherfuckers eating the lard and the meat and all that shit, they wasn't having heart attacks. It wasn't until they changed the diet to cereal and all these type of shit, and this is a course meal. You need to have this, and that. You don't have to eat breakfast, nigga. It's like nature. What animal gets up and then go hunt, nigga? That ain't how that works. You
They eat
understand?
at night. They hunt at night.
But we eat, you know, on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like versus you eat for energy and to be able to function versus eating. And we got these things like pleasure and all these type of things. So then we that's part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? When you have these addictions and whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how it's supposed to be. That's built off a fucking schedule. You know? Like, you know, I mean, it's just crazy shit. It's crazy shit. But all that shit ultimately comes back to the Food and Drug Administration and how they've allowed this shit to run rapid for all these years. You got countries that ban products that we have on our shelves. There's a reason for that. It's cancer. So to me, again, back to all this shit when we talk about is there a cure? Yes, it's a fucking cure. It's clear. In my mind, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Is it a shot, a pill? No. It's the fucking food. Period. You know, it's not gonna never go away, but the numbers will go down if that was in the forefront of the approach, preventative. And they already know this. We're learning.
Look at Magic. Look at Magic.
I'm saying, well, he got money too, so you know he got that extra.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? Like, like, come on, man. You know, why y'all playing?
Right. But the thing is, it's like when it comes to like his situation, they have, you know, they've made a lot of strides when it comes to treatment, when it comes to HIV and shit like that, to where they have the medications you take to where you have 0 to no viral load. You're not even detectable, or you pass it, or all that type of shit. I mean, I would only imagine going forward that it will, you know, it would be better, you know, it'll be more advanced, or they'll have a cure for it all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because there have been, believe it or not, and this is documented, that there have been a few people that have been cured of that condition. It's rare, but it's happened. I challenge you all to go check that out.
Dr. Sidney?
No, not him. I know there's been claims, but I'm talking about actual medical documentation that's been done. So I mean, just look it up. It's out there. I ain't making it up, but it just goes to what I'm saying though. Like, or to your question is, are there cures, or you know, or cells growing and those type of things? We know that our cells aren't supposed to grow like that. So what causes that? We know that it could be environmental, a number of different things. Okay, check. But at the end of the day, to answer the ultimate question, is there a cure? Yes, there is a cure, and the cure is in the food and the shit that we consume, and we have to re-educate ourselves going forward, and that's going to be the uphill battle.
You know, some years ago, I was sitting at like a Starbucks early one morning with some friends, and this Starbucks was particularly packed. Like, it was packed, and this old man came up to us and said, "Hey, do you mind if I sit at this table with you guys while I drink my coffee?" And so we were like, all right, you know, no harm, no foul. So he starts talking to us and just starts like, I don't know, like he just wanted to tell somebody all this stuff that was in his head. so he begins to just start telling us all of these things, right? But one of the things were, I mean, from military stuff to how to invest in stocks, what stocks to invest in. But then he goes into this conversation about the peach and the peach pit. So he was like, inside the peach pit. So like if you eat a peach, you got the peach pit. If you crack that pit open,
Right,
there is I guess I'm gonna say a substance inside that you grind down, and it's like it's nasty. You don't want to just eat it. Like I guess
because I've
bitter,
done it
right?
before.
But
Yes.
you can grind it down and put it in foods, right? Mix it into foods. And there are other countries that do this, and they have lower rates of breast cancer. Now, I don't know if this was his theory, right? That this is why they have lower rates of breast cancer, or if having been in the military and been, in various countries, if he learned that for them, they were attributing this to reasons of lower rates of breast cancer. To this day, I've not got a peach and cracked open the peach pit and started fooling with that, but I've always thought that was interesting.
Man, I'm finna go start buying peaches.
The medicine, but like saying the medicine's in the food.
Yeah, no, but there's a book out there. I'm not I've seen it, but I don't remember the name of it, so forgive me, but it's for natural medicines and stuff like that that was used all throughout history by people to help heal, certain ailments and stuff like that.
Is it this? Let me see if I can find what I have. I got a couple books, but I just wonder if this.
Yeah, but they have recipes and all that shit in there, though. Ginger root, all kinds of shit, bro. Like, I'm gonna need to get that, but it treats a whole bunch of shit though, and you think, fuck that, I want that medicine, nigga. You want that medicine. You want that real shit. You don't believe in it because we've been so indoctrinated with getting the medicine and shit. So we like it, that shit ain't gonna work right away. Like remember we used to take aspirin. They up the ante, nigga. Aspirin ain't shit really. That ain't gonna do nothing for you. It help you with your heart though. Help you with your heart.
Hold on, I'm looking for this book. I know I've got it here because I put it on this shelf. But you know me, I got a lot of books. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mark he
Elijah fell off too.
Yeah,
So
his phone must was tripping.
you're not talking about. Hold on, let's see. You're not talking about this.
Yes, well, your thing is.
I know it's.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. But it same concept. Yeah, something like that.
This is also a good book. I
would have to be.
This is a good book. I have a homegirl who was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and she was like, sis, like you should get this book and you should read it. This book is written by a father and a son who are both physicians. The father's been a physician, I think, for 40 years. And so this book is written based off of like 40 years of his practice in medicine. And it goes into all kinds of like the major ailments. And really just dips into it from autoimmune diseases to heart diseases to rheumatoid diseases, like the whole nine. And it's an easy read. It's kind of big, but it's actually an easy read, but it's good, called The China Study.
Right. And so it talks about different ways of healing or approaches to medicine.
Yes. So like the chapters are The China Study, Diseases of Influence, Nutrition Guide, Why You Haven't Heard This Before. And then like within there, like it's going into So diseases of affluence, broken hearts, obesity, diabetes, common cancers, autoimmune diseases, and wide-ranging effects, which include bone, kidney, eye, and brain diseases. The China Study and the Holistic Guide to Wellness. So the Holistic Guide to Wellness, this book, this one really gets into what the different foods and herbs will do for you. Vitamins, supplements, how they impact your body, what to eat with what, and that type of thing.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that needs to be part of the curriculum in school. You teach
Absolutely.
kids,
Absolutely.
Home economics.
Throw away that doggone computer and let's start having these kind of
yeah. But those are two things that you could do in the when it comes to curriculum and civics, so that they're well prepared to understand those basic things and be functional.
You guys hear there's an 18-year-old that's running for Portland Public School Board?
Yeah.
Look, we need to press that because, it's important that we have young people getting involved and getting away from, older mindsets. So 18 years old, they'll be 19 by the time the vote happens. They're a senior in high school at McDaniels, I think. McDaniels?
Yeah, a little Hispanic boy.
But he's running.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
For the kid. I'm voting for the kid.
Yeah. Well, I need to know more about him. It'd be interesting.
He's got mad endorsements.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll be interested to learn more about that. As far as I feel about that, I don't know. What is his? What does he bring to the table? I mean, I have questions. It's just like, that sounds hot.
Well, I definitely know that he's already seriously involved. He's been working on committees down with the Senate in Salem, so he's already civically involved. So he's not just like, I'm an 18-year-old and I'm just gonna throw my hat up there on a whim. Like, he's already involved in things that he does.
Yeah,
so absolutely, we should, in another week or two, like, do a deep dive into this young person and have a conversation about what it means to start investing in the future and saying, you know what, maybe the 70-year-old shouldn't always be the person that gets the win, and maybe it should be the 18-year-old when they can. He's not running to be mayor. He's not running to be mayor. He's running to be on the school board, which is a little bit different because you can learn from your peers, right? Like, you have people who've been doing this longer and you can learn in that space, right? There's you basically got mentors at your side.
Yeah, but on the board, who's on the board? Like, who's on the board? Who do we normally have?
I know Gary Hollins is on the board, and he went to Benson. He's a Benson graduate because
I know Gary.
Gary's incredible. He has his own trucking business. He teaches black truck drivers. He has like a black truck driving school.
Right. Go ahead.
So I know he's on there. I believe there's a woman named Michelle somebody or other who's also. She might be let's look.
To me, I feel like, young people. Yeah, I feel like when you go to college and graduate from college and those kind of things first.
Who's to say you can't do both?
Like,
it's the school board. So again, like, this is not where he's not running to be mayor, right? You're running to be on the school board, and when you're on the school board, you've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 peers that are on there with you, right? So what you don't know, you have the capacity to learn, and you have the capacity to be. You're in a position to be mentored. And to me, I think that's a different thing.
Yeah.
And you're coming directly out of school, so you are actually in touch with what's happening in the environment, right? You're not just an adult trying to say this is what you kids need. You have a kid coming to the table saying this is what's actually happening, boots on the ground in the schools right now.
Right, as a student, but the teachers too, right? Right. I get it. But I think, most of them who's doing that have been a student at one point or another. So, and I get that. But I would, like I said, lived experience and those kind of things. I don't know what is he, going to bring to the board? Like I said, I have questions. It wouldn't be something that I would just look at and be like, okay, he's young, I get the idea or whatever. But what else is it for him other than that? What are we talking about when we talk about the board and what they actually do, the decisions that they make that impact the school and stuff like that? Or yeah, he can learn certain things, but he'll still have to be his own person, right? When they vote on certain things or whatever, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. There is that. And it'll depend what zone he's running into for me. Because the school district is in zone. So there's 7 members and a student representative. He's not the student representative.
Mm-hmm.
There's Christy Splitt, Michelle DePass, Pat Sullivan, Herman Green, Gary Hollins, Julia Brim Edwards, and Edward Wang.
Okay.
That's who's currently on the board.
Right.
Yeah, now I'm gonna vote for Gary. So if he's running against Gary, you won't get my vote for that because I know Gary.
What spot is he? Who's leaving and what spot is open, or is it just an open vote?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess, like I said, I got more questions than anything. But yeah, he's got ambition and that's what he want to do. I salute that, especially being graduating from high school and all of that. But anyway, we are at the 2 hour and 31 minute mark. I want to thank everybody for joining us for the PDXDOPE Live podcast. Catch us on the next one. And you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we are out of here.
I'm supposed